gonna say that, or just...
Yeah.
Well, fuck it then.
I mean, he's also going to make sure that no one steals his motorcycle, his Indian Pathfinder.
Who'd want to steal that instead of vandalize it?
Oh, I don't know. Either way, he's still gonna offhandedly comment on it as he starts walking towards the door.
Yep. Twitch will say as she takes off her helmet and gloves. Finally gets off the bike.
Oh,
because helmets are important.
Vice doesn't drive with a helmet. He's an orc. He's not very smart.
The horns will break his fall. Oh no, that's troll. Never mind.
It just keeps getting racister and racister.
As Vice enters the place, he's gonna scan it and see if anyone catches his eye.
The Night One looks over at you, then again motions to Snowman, says another one.
Okay. He'll nod at the barkeep and then make his way over there.
Snowman's using AR, looking at something, and ignores you. Seems to ignore you as you get closer.
I don't suppose I was given a physical description of Snowman by my contact.
No, you weren't. When Twitch enters the bar, the night elf looks over, looks at Snowman, then does a quick double take and says, "The fuck?" Then turns to Snowman and says, "You have really bad taste."
Snowman, Coyote will snort.
Twitch will just raise an eyebrow, adjust her gun belt, and take it to mean that she's supposed to be talking to Snowman.
Snowman looks over at her, throws a glance at the Night One, and the Night One Morgan does some thing with her hand, some kind of a symbol that you can't quite make out. You can see what she's doing, but you don't know what it means. And Snowman sort of gives an odd look and then nods and says, "Well, you guys, friends downstairs, Johnson's downstairs, want to go ahead?"
When she does that symbol, Twitch just sort of take a picture of it with her eyes.
You can do that in this game.
That you can. You have a picture of her hands doing something, you don't know what they mean.
That's fine. I might be able to look it up later.
It fucked with my head. I take a picture with my hands like, eidetic memory? No, cyber eyes. What?
And an implanted comlink. I've got an arbitrarily large amount of data storage.
Yeah, it's measured in gigapulses. I don't even know what that means.
Anyway,
arbitrarily large.
Vice will say, "The sooner the better, I believe."
It's so large it might take 2 combat turns to transfer it over to the internet. 2!
Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not we're in a dead zone, since it's all Wi-Fi now.
Well then, when you all seem ready, he leads you downstairs.
True Sayer will shift back to the mortal perception coil and follow along. What the hell, why not? Oh, no, that's sad. look at those wall scratchings.
As he passes the tender Juliet, he taps her on the shoulder and she follows you guys down. When you get to the door, you see the little scratchings. Door's heavy, metal. You're not going to be able to break through it unless you've got something to blast through it. Walls also look evidently heavy, self-evidently heavy. Juliet pulls out a maglock key, slips it through the door, pushes her thumb to a thumb reader, and then opens the door for you guys.
That's the problem with designing the vision blocking layers, like in doorways that are like completely solid lines. You just cross over the threshold and suddenly an entire new world lights up in front of you. It's like, ah.
Well, it's good enough because as soon as you step through the door, as in she may even clip you a little on the way in, she snaps the door shut behind you. Door has an emergency release on the inside, so it's not like she's locking you in, but make sure it's closed nice and tight as soon as possible.
Oh god, she's locking us in!
On the other side of the table, you see the what you presume is the Johnson. What you presume is the Mr. Johnson, pacing. Looks very clearly nervous. As soon as you were in and the doors closed, he turns to Snowman specifically and says, "This is a team?" Snowman nods, takes a step back and says, "You've already paid me for my part, so you guys can go ahead and do what you need to by yourselves." And once he says that, he leaves.
Okay. Is there I suppose, again, since this is a new room, I'd want to take a look at it, like, closer in depth. I don't know whether that's worth making another roll for this new room and this individual in particular or not, Sean.
Yeah, you can make it.
Alright. Go ahead. What's up?
Did you have your do you normally have your focus? Oh, no, you just have your sustaining focus.
Yeah, it's not on until I cast a spell at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wouldn't set off any alarms or the wards or anything. It's just a sustaining focus, which means it's not on until I cast something on it. And I do not currently have anything cast on it. In that case, for the room and for our apparent worried Johnson, that's going to meet a threshold of 4, as Trusayer takes a seat.
And anyone else that wants to throw one, that's fine too. Looking at him, he seems very middle management. Very, very, very plain. His face is very neutral, not the expression on it, but his face itself is very neutral, square-jawed. Looks like it's had some kind of work done to it because it's just a little too symmetrical. His suit is off the rack, nice, but definitely not something custom tailored or anything like that. It looks like he's projecting an air of nobodiness, and it's a little hard to tell if that's intentional or not.
Me.
Which, on the other hand, sees nothing.
Alright. I suppose what I will ask for specifically is any sort of, like, symbols on the lapel or on a wrist, something that maybe he forgot to remove that would denote, like, a corporation or allegiance?
Nope, nothing you can see.
Alright, good. This guy is not a total washout.
Yeah, Coyote will be the last one that comes up, and he's actually going to move the chair aside and stay standing. So he's not that much shorter than everyone else. And then he's just going to stand there stolidly.
Twitch is actually going to rotate that chair so the back of it is to the north wall. So she's got a wall behind her and a clear view of the door while she waits for this talk to begin.
Well then, while you're doing that, he waits for you to get comfortable, and as soon as you guys seem comfortable, he says, so, I've got it would be a cake run, but there's a little problem with it, a limited time frame. It needs to be started today, and I don't know how long, if it's going to be a few hours, if it's going to be a couple of days you'll have. It's an extraction. It's not wet work. And I just need someone out of, it's just out of Fun City. It's not even somewhere heavy. The only thing is, I also know at least some other people are trying to extract them at the same time. It pays 30,000, and I just need someone to get her out.
Okay. Truesayer is going to say, well, we wouldn't have come here if we weren't interested. Why don't you tell us a bit about the target here that we're going to extract? In theory.
Before I can give you any more information, I need to make sure that you're going to take the job. I can't have, it's not information I can be just handing out. I need to know you're going to take the job.
There frowns, and of course you'll understand from one professional to another that it would be an insult both to yourself and to our future credibility were we to agree outright to take a job without knowing more details. We're here because we're interested, but if you try to rope-a-dope us afterwards, Truesayer shrugs.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna shoot you at the end or whatever the gas technology just does with runners that they don't want to deal with. I'm the information's sensitive, and I don't know who has it and who's not, and I can't be handing it out. If you take the job, if you guys, well, you can work for Snowman. If you guys just at least promise not to say anything about it, if you don't want the job, then I can give you the dossier I have.
Truesayer looks over towards the others and just, speaking for myself, it would be harmful to my reputation. I don't go blabbing about jobs I don't take.
Coyote will just say, Snowman recommended the job. I'm in regardless.
He'll look at the other two, the Twitch and Vice.
Twitch will just shrug. I don't make promises without knowing what I'm promising.
Same here. Not knowing what I'm getting myself involved in. It's not a good. Doesn't sit well with me.
All I'm asking is that you just say that you're not going to tell anyone about this job, about me being here, down here, if you don't want the job. That's all I'm asking. And says that to Twitch and Vice.
As long as there aren't bug spears or nukes involved, I can probably agree to that. But,
It's just a simple
again,
it's just a simple extraction.
well, if it's just a simple extraction, then I won't have any reason to tell anyone anything.
Vice will just shrug and say, all right.
With that, he'll pull out a handful of data chips. There's more than 4, but they're all just sort of lumped together, and you assume that they have the same information because he hands the 4 of you and then just sort of scoops the rest back into his pocket.
More
Doesn't
data.
check.
See, how many more data chips did he have there?
He had a total of 8.
Okay. Okay. Well, no. I suppose Trusair will take the data chip and slot it into the comm link.
Twitch will take it and slot it into her data jack.
Vice will do the same, but into the comm link.
You should be able to see that link to a dossier for the extraction. Right.
We definitely can.
Okay. The short of it is young dwarf. Looks like she contacted someone. There's a lot of information redacted. And then whatever group he's working for got a hold of it and wants to extract her instead. There are 2 other teams working, although you don't know quite what they mean by teams, also looking to extract her.
Okay, okay, okay.
Coyote will grunt, say, "Cute girl."
And where's she supposed to be delivered?
Got a place up in San Benito, a warehouse that can meet up, and I'll take her from there, or I'll have one of my associates take her.
Arrive at Long Beach Airport by 6:30. 6.5 hours, and hotel. It's not a whole lot of time for leg work, especially when no further details are available.
I've only redacted the information that's unnecessary, the exact company names, things like that. Just the information that if it got leaked, could be trouble for me and wouldn't help you in the first place. I haven't redacted anything important.
Of course, the primary problem is that there's not a whole lot to go on with such a time crunch from one professional to another. You know, we runners like to do legwork in order to properly ensure that we can extract a target without causing undue harm. If we only have such a short amount of time, there are other teams after her, then we need to leave here as soon as possible, meaning we can't study the objective, meaning this mission is a little bit more difficult than 30,000 new yen.
Go ahead and give me a, I believe, persuasion roll?
For like negotiation, because there's no persuasion roll.
Negotiation.
Yep, that's what Trusair's angle was there due to the time crunch and everything. Do I have any other outside miscellaneous modifiers adding or subtracting to my dice pool?
A -1 minus. Let's see. Just a -1.
Alright, this isn't important enough. I'm actually gonna go ahead and be silly with this. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a point of edge to have the edge dice added to this. So that'll give me a +3 onto the... And this is, of course, opposed by, it's an opposed test, so it gets a negotiation and charisma of its own. And I did that so hard that apparently I got disconnected from the server.
I don't know what's causing that.
All of us are having the problem with, I guess it's something pertaining to the framework. I don't know. It might be something that we can look in later. For now, it's just only a minor inconvenience. We'll be fine. So yeah, 13 hits. Unless you guys didn't even get the roll at all, I don't know. I hope that. Okay, all right, that's good. I was worried that didn't broadcast. I'm like, shit, not my 13 hits.
I didn't get the roll, but I'll go ahead and trust you on that.
It's being recorded, so you ever have any doubt?
If I have ever any doubts, I probably won't watch the video anyways.
I'll give you a timestamp and everything.
So,
And deduct my point of edge. Well, I'm sorry about that then, guys. I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and remove it now.
as soon as you say that, he essentially sort of seems to freeze up, then panic, then says, the most I can give you is 80. It's even beyond what I have for this. I have to dig into my own stuff for this. I cannot offer any more than that.
Truesayer was not expecting to, he figured he can pressure on the guy. He didn't think he'd crumble that easily. But again, I suppose Truesayer did present a persuasive argument that no one else saw, except for my YouTube viewer.
Well, the argument was probably something along the lines of, with this amount of time crunch, you're not going to get anyone else.
Yep, that was what I was hoping to go for with the time crunch thing, but, Truesayer is going to nod stoically and say, well, at that price, I'm in.
Yeah, Twitch is going to be a little bit less stoic, but, completely silent, eyebrows, up through the hairline.
Vice will nod and say, I'm your orc.
For 80, split 4 ways? Yeah, I'd do this.
Coyote will just nod.
He seems to basically crumple in relief and say, great, that's all the information I have. He then slides over another one. It's my another 4 chips again from a different pocket this time. It says it's my comlink number. If you need to tell me anything, need to keep me informed, tell me if something's happened, whatever, just feel free.
This data chip contained the drop-off point for the target?
Yes, it contains the address for the drop-off point, the address for the hotel, even includes the address for the airport, although you know that already.
All right. He'll slot the the data chip add its, information to, his comlink stores.
Yeah, Twitch will slot the chip too.
Same.
Yep.
With that, he stands up, a little bit shaky on his legs, and nearly knocks over his chair as he walks out, says, "Thanks."
Twitch is going to try and get a good picture of his face.
Well, she can probably do that near the end of the conversation.
That's what I was thinking.
Trusair remains seated.
Yeah, as Coyote leaves, the Johnson just left, right?
Yeah,
He's gone.
All right, he'll look over at Truthsayer and say, "Thanks, man. You more than doubled our take on that. Let's just hope he's there to collect. He seemed a little shaky."
So, does the door close by itself automatically, like when the Johnson leaves? Is that something we have to pull closed again?
Yeah, it's got one of those heavy pressure things that closes the door by itself, but it's slow, so if you want to hold it open, it's no trouble.
Right. In that case, Trusair say, before we go doing the run for this desperate Johnson, we've never worked together with each other before. Might help before we go trying to rescue a target to know what we can do before we botch this run and wash that at 20,000 each down.
Makes sense.
I'll get started first. Trusair will shift a bit with his lean, lanky frame on the chair. My name's Trusair, and contrary to the drivel Horizon feeds you, mages don't summon horrific dragon creatures from the depths of the astral sea to devour their opponents, nor can I control all of your minds so that you become my eternal puppets or summon grandeur fireballs to annihilate all of the foes I see. I specialize in infiltration as well as finding the truth. I've done a lot of corporate work, so if there's a run needed for that, I am your gentleman. I am capable of dealing with targets, especially those grouped together, but I specialize in infiltration as well as truth extraction, and in a pinch, I can patch your body together. And I'm alright with getting rid of our evidence once the job is done.
That's quite a resume.
Coyote will eye Truthsayer appraisingly and say, "That's good to know. I'm Coyote. I have a drone for pretty much any occasion." And he's done.
The end.
Yeah, that was it.
The name's Vice. Truth be told, I just hit stuff hard. But I can take a hit if that's what you want in someone.
I'm just more or less a genuine gun thug. I put bullets in people, do a little breaking and entering. I'm cyber to the gills. Not much more to it than that.
Alright. In that case, then Trusair will stand and flash a disarming smile. In that case, next thing we need to do is decide how we're going to go about extracting this little girl whose family is set to arrive in 6 hours by Long Beach Airport.
If we get down there quick enough, we could set up recon in the hotel. Watch when they come in.
Where is the hotel's located in Fun City?
Yes,
Okay.
You should be able to return to the overworld map.
Sure. I'll go ahead and do it.
I was just going to say, I got a few drones in the back of the shop. I can send those in first to scope it out if you want.
I've got some surveillance gear too. Long-range cameras, directional microphones, that kind of thing.
There's an icon for both the hotel and the warehouse he said to bring her to.
I see the hotel. The warehouse icon?
The warehouse is on the map to the right.
Because he said San Bernardino. Alright. Got it. Alright then. Sounds like a good locale, good place to get started. The True Sarah will look at Coyote. Sounds like you're our wheelman for this one. If that's a problem.
Nope, not at all. I'm assuming y'all might need to get back to your domiciles to pick up any gear. I know I do. Where do you want to meet up?
Suppose if we're actually going to try to pinpoint like if we're going to try to take her not while she's on transit, but when she's at the hotel in Fun City, and I'm speaking out of character here, then I guess we can find a place to meet up in Fun City near the hotel. Can we actually get into there, Sean? Yeah. Okay.
Fun City's not restricted, but it is somewhere where you have to have your SIN on, and it will be checked.
Alright, that's fine. It's a True Sarah place. If you guys don't want to try to take her in transit, then I suppose the hotel would be the best spot, although we don't know what room she's staying in, right?
No, that was not included in the info.
So the best thing might be to try to pinpoint her while her family's at the airport and maybe take them out in transit, since we don't know what room she's staying at the hotel. Trissair shrugs. No, I'm not exactly sure on that, but if we are going to end up meeting and taking her at the hotel, then we can meet at a spot in Fun City. Just, of course, keep in mind, it's restricted area. Gonna have to broadcast. Active or passive.
That's fine. As for figuring out what hotel room she has, I have a drone that can follow her in. Probably can stay hidden.
Trissair nods. Alright then, and I guess, use augmented reality to find, a decent enough spot to, for the four of them to get together and meet at or something like that. That could be done, and then we can head on off our separate ways, I suppose, and meet at, I don't know, I mean, of course, the earlier we get there, the better for, scouting purposes of the actual exterior of the building itself. Maybe, I don't know, 3, 4, gives people a few hours, and of course they can get there earlier if they want. With us having some sort of generic meeting location, and if we exchange comlink information, we can talk to each other regardless of whether we physically meet or not. Just trying to keep in mind the wireless world we live in right now.
So you're saying there's going to be another game where we spend, I don't know, 90% of it on our cell phones?
Except this time you never actually have to put in a call. You can just talk.
Because with direct neural interfaces, it's basically telepathy.
Yeah, the game actually says just do normal metagame stuff, and it's all just you're talking on your comm links.
Smart.
Yeah, I will.
That along with the warning that, of course, if you guys use your comm links a whole lot in a place where they might be monitored.
That is the other side to that.
Right, and on that note, that's why I'll give these three guys my my disposable comm link with the I think it was Lewis Black that ID on it.
Is it actually a disposable comm link? Because those only last for a week.
That's what I bought, so that's what it is. I guess I'll end up having to replace it or something. Anyway, but yeah, that was the idea, is that he would have that one running all of the time, and then his actual real rig he would have running silent.
Okay.
Yeah, Twitch will more or less do the same.
Twitch has a disposable comm link.
Got a burner phone. After all, you don't want the one inside your head to get compromised.
Exactly.
Crusader gives them. He's not giving these guys his burner phone number. It's his real big comm link, the big phone.
Vice is going to be giving the only comm link he has out.